Welcome back to Camping with the Coles and our second edition of Trailer Tours. In today's episode, we're going to visit with Jamie and Kelly, and we're going to check out their 2011 Trillium 1500, which is a 15-foot travel trailer. And then we're going to check in with Steve and Bonita, and we're going to be checking out their 2022 Little Guy Max, which is a 17-foot travel trailer.
Now, I love these little trailers. They're so adorable. Half of me, or part of me, would love to travel in little ones. They're just easier to tow, easier to park, easier to find camping spots.
I don't think you could do it, though.
It would be so challenging. But for extended periods of time, they'd be good for maybe a weekend trip for me. But for extended period of time and the amount of camping we do, I think ours is probably more comfortable.
Yep. So let's have a look at Jamie and Kelly's travel trailer. We'll check it out now, and we're going to continue paddling on Cache Lake in Algonquin Park.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful weather. We're enjoying the colors here. So enjoy the video while we continue paddling.
All right. Okay, here we are with our friends Jamie and Kelly, and they're going to give us a little tour of their Trillium trailer. So, Jamie, if you want to just go over the outside of it then?
Sure, it's a Trillium, but it's a new Trillium, not an old Trillium. They were built in the 70s in Markham, I believe. When the company closed, one of the owners took molds with them and went down south to California and Arizona. This one was built in 2011 in Arizona, I believe. So it looks old, but it's new inside, not very old.
And what kind of features do we have on the outside?
So it has an awning. Did
it come with the awning?
It did come with the awning. It was one of the factory things we would have put on. The old ones don't have the same kind of awning. It's the same kind you'd find on a Volkswagen van.
Yes. Okay.
Folds up nicely against the side. Although there's a gap between the. You can see the trailer has the rounded edge.
Yeah.
I put a drip rail on it so that we don't get water streaming down the side.
That's a smart idea.
But there's still the gap in between. So we've used pool noodles just to slow down the rain coming down there, and it hits the gutter. It works quite nicely, so it stays nice and dry in here.
Oh, good.
Trailer weighs 2,500 pounds, so it's easily pulled with our. We got a Highlander, so it'll pull 5,000 pounds. And it's nice, comfortable.
Oh, good.
So it has a stove inside, 3 burners inside, but we don't like to cook in there unless we really have to. So. Yeah. We set up out here, instead of using little green tanks, I've got an extension hose that goes to the tank on the front. And we just set that up when we get to our campsite and take that off again. Works quite nicely.
Good.
Has a shower on the other side. We don't often use there's no hot water heater, so it's just cold water that comes. 1 propane tank and...
What battery?
Yeah, I'd like to put a bigger battery in there. It's an AGM 100 amp hour battery. I'd like to put a lithium battery, or else 2.6 amp, I guess it is. I'd like to extend the amount of time we could go with that, because we do use solar panels with it. We've got 2 100-watt solar panels.
Okay.
And that keeps because the fridge is electric, it keeps the fridge going nicely.
Are the solar panels on the roof, or are they movable?
No, the solar panels are movable. Problem with Ontario, that's not a problem, but Ontario parks are nicely shaded campsites.
Yeah,
so having your solar panels on the roof is kind of a waste, so I have them, I made stands for them, and I can move them wherever I need to. And they use the same electrical cord that I have to plug in. I use that on my solar panel, so I've got 100 feet of cable that I can move them to wherever I want on the site to get power.
Very nice.
Works quite nicely.
And I like how the window, when it's raining, you can still keep the window open. The rain doesn't come in.
There's nice with the awning here, but the windows themselves, the way they open, it's quite nice. Even in bad weather, you can leave your windows open.
Very nice.
So I don't know of anybody who's producing them like this now under the name of Trillium, but there is a company out of Waterloo called Lair, L-A-I-R, who's producing using the same molds again, making a modern version of the Trillium. Oh, and you can customize them the way you like. And they're making the 13-foot and the 15-foot. This is the 15-foot.
15-foot, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Not much to see back here. There is no gray water tank.
No.
So we have a Canadian Tire gray water tank.
Oh, there we go.
That is dumped down the outhouse.
Well, that's easy.
And it has a black tank because we have a toilet in here, which is unusual for a Trillium.
I love that.
Yes.
Inside tour.
All right, so this is Pearl. That is her name.
Pearl.
So come on inside. Yes. So, yeah.
Alrighties.
Yeah, so like Jamie said, this model actually has a bathroom. So in some of them, there would be a 2-person dinette here, which would be lovely,
I'm familiar with that.
For just the 2 of us, it's the odd time we have to be inside, that's fine.
Yeah,
so I mean, to have that toilet is phenomenal. So yeah, and like Jamie said, there's a little black tank. So that's the bathroom. There's tons of storage. So like there's the shelving all around the trailer.
Nice.
This, of course, like this is, you look at the ones in the 70s and it's the same layout. So,
oh, is it?
Yep. 3 burners, and then like for travel, everything
closes up
everything
nicely.
folds down. So yeah, that's a very typical layout. And then the cupboards up above. So this is where the table would be, but we've elected, instead of putting it up and down all the time, we just keep it down. And then
the majority do that.
Yeah, and then but what we do is like I can fit like 2 deep on either side of these bins. So there's tons of storage below. Like I guess a con to this trailer, like these would be the seats for the dinette, and there's a ton of storage down there as well, but it's not accessible. There's no compartments outside, so we do store stuff in there, but things that we would not use frequently.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, even little things like we have. It's like we have hangers, and then, you know, like when we have to dry stuff, like we can hang stuff around, or like coats over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's just something that's helpful. But yeah, like I said, lots of storage. We did find sometimes this would pop open when we were traveling, so this is just Velcro. So that something as simple as that keeps it shut when we're
nice. I bought some that little thing.
Yeah, there's
shelf,
the little
outlet
shelf that we can. Yep. So there's an outlet there. That's right. And then the shelf to keep things in. There's an outlet over here as well. And then there's the other outlet would be down on the floor. So you're always near and dear to our.
So there's quite a few outlets in this tiny trailer.
There are. So I guess the 3 of them. And well lit. Nice blinds in this trailer as well. They're all double. So
nice.
This one. So like with that one, when you're outside, like you can't see into the trailer, so it's privacy. But then like at night, you can pull the second one down, and then
I've seen those before.
That much darker.
Oh, very nice.
Near and dear to our hearts.
Nice.
Yes, but yeah, and there's even like a little freezer.
Oh, that works out well.
So that's pretty
that's awesome. Well, thank you. So what are the pros of having this Trillium?
I know I don't have a lot of stuff in my house, and so it forces you to.
So you're minimalistic.
Yeah. So what I have is, it's the bare bones of what I need, and I like that. I like that there's not a lot of stuff that I have to get ready. I like too that we can access almost any side a tent can.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. And we didn't need to get a different vehicle to pull it. It's easy to keep in our driveway and on our property through the winter. So the size of it is a huge bonus.
And it's not carpeted either. It's just a quick little.
It actually had a carpet when we got it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we took all the carpet out, and then we just put this was leftover vinyl from our basement. But so we just laid. You can see like that's just the
Oh, nice.
So the carpet was
hosed out, I guess. If
absolutely, yeah. This could be pulled off, and
nice.
That's more practical than a carpet. Cons, well, some people could argue the size is economy.
Yes.
It would have been, like I said, it would have been nice if there would, if we would still have a dinette.
But I would go with the bathroom.
Yeah, and some people might say that not having a shower is a con, but I don't know. I actually do enjoy. Part of the beauty of camping is the comfort station, so I don't mind. But if people want a shower in there,
and sorry, I was just going to say, what's the height in here? Do you know?
Jamie, do you know the height? 6'2".
6'2".
So during COVID, comfort stations were closed, and there was no showers available. So I went online, of course, YouTube, lots of solutions, and came up with this shower. So a trip to Home Hardware buys you everything you need, the sprayer, the kitchen sprayer, and then the little attachment. I can't remember the size exactly, but I think it's a 1/2 inch to this, and it all fits together quite nicely. And then half full of water, full water, half full of a kettle, and then you pump it up, and you've got a nice shower.
That's better than some comfort stations.
And the pressure goes down, and you get someone else to pump back up for you. But you can't just do that on your campsite. So we used our shoe bin. Just open up our shoe bin and stand in our shoe bin. And we do have one of those tents, which we've used before, to go over top of it, and then you can have your shower in there. All the water gets caught there, and you can pour that down the outhouse hole.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for showing us that.
You're very welcome.
Now let's check in with Steve and Bonita. Welcome to Steve and Bonita's little travel trailer. And what kind of trailer do you guys have?
We have a little guy Max.
Yeah.
And what year is it?
It's a 2022.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
what approximately length?
It's I think it's 17 feet, and then with the tongue, it's 21.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice tool.
Got a nice
Yeah.
little awning.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what we made for outside, because one thing was really difficult was getting into the trailer. So Steve made this nice little step that
Yeah.
kind of helps us into the
And you can-
trailer.
There's nice little knobs on the end there for
Yeah,
grabbing it.
Right? Yeah,
You can
for
fill
sure.
this stuff when you're not. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, storage.
Yeah, nice handle.
Storage is good.
Storage, Cheryl.
Yeah,
Storage is good.
Storage. And this handle lights up at night, which is awesome too.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
But it's a great handle to kind of get into the trailer.
Yeah.
So come on in.
Okay.
It also has some ground lights too, which is good for mosquitoes and stuff. Like the bugs kind of go. They
Okay.
don't go up; they kind of stay
Oh, nice.
low, which is kind of neat.
Oh, perfect. I like
come
the
on
little
in,
blinds
yeah.
in here too.
We got blind in
That
the door. As you see, a little bit of a pet peeve, a little bit, is that this door does not open all the way when you've got this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So that's a bit of a drag, but then you can do this, the
Oh, I like
sliding
this.
door,
Yeah,
right?
that-
For the skidders, and
That's nice. I like that.
And we haven't walked through it yet. It's black, so you
Yeah,
kind of see
waiting for
it,
the dog.
right?
Yeah, you don't want a dog in there.
No, you don't want a dog in that because
They will go
They will.
through.
That would be gone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very nice.
it's great for just the two of us. It's there is an extra bed here. This does
Yes.
fold out into a bed,
Very nice.
but we like it, and we can still. It's still kind of squeezing in, but that's something to help you keep your weight down, so you know you can squeeze in.
That's a lot of windows, and you can open them up too.
So yeah,
And I
all
see
of
the
these
screens.
windows, yeah, the screen. There's the screen. It's attached to the night blind, or whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
There, so that they do come separate. They do separate. So lots of there's storage up here if you want to put flat things down there.
Yeah.
There's storage
Cubbies.
here, lots of cubbies. This is where we keep all of our mosquito repellents, flashlight, keys. We want to make a little thing over the door here.
Yeah,
for
there's room.
keys.
Yeah,
for keys.
that would work.
So that's something that we're hoping to do.
Those little command hooks.
Right? Yes. A lot of there's storage in here where we keep all our games.
Oh, you got Yahtzee and Boggle, my favorites.
Yeah, there we
perfect.
go. So we
Woo.
have those there. Yep. And more storage here. Dominoes, my coloring books, reading books. So yeah, a lot of storage. So and then we
Command
got
station.
a good stereo system, which is really lovely inside or outside. There's a attachment on the trailer on the outside if you want to watch TV outside. And
Okay.
take your TV outside, you can do that too.
Yep.
I know some people do like to do that.
Yeah.
There's the plug for the phones to charge,
charging.
which is good. The only concern I have there is the phones, if you put them here, they're going to get wet. So I've been learning to stick them up in here.
Okay.
But again, if I do the key thing here, I would do the phone thing there too.
Yes.
Just to keep it away from the water.
Or you could almost
right?
even put like a little bungee pocket there.
Something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea too.
Or-
yeah.
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 Really good idea.
Good thinking.
So, yeah.
Just
All
back
kinds
to
of
the
things.
electronics, which
Yes,
I'm
yes,
into. So it
yes.
does have a DVD player, and then that you can operate
Perfect.
to the TV.
Yes.
And then it has 3 zones of sound, so you can just have the speakers on outside or
Yeah.
just inside if you don't want to bug the neighbors.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool for that.
It's great. It's a good little sink.
It was deep, actually. It's
It is
stainless
quite- it
steel.
is quite- yeah,
It's a
it
solid
is.
Yeah,
counter.
you got the-
It is. Yeah, very
you
solid.
just keep the
yeah.
keep it a little
Yeah, very
Yes.
deep,
And I
yeah.
love the gooseneck.
Yeah, very
And it's got a
nice.
sprayer.
And it's got a sprayer. Yeah. A little bit of storage there, not much
Yeah.
for whatever, right?
toothbrushes and stuff.
Toothbrushes
Yeah,
or
small, tiny things.
Under the sink, there's quite a bit. I
Oh,
usually
yeah.
keep my
The trash
wash basin and trash
Yep.
and soaps
Perfect.
and whatever under there. Another thing about this trailer, if you have too much heavy stuff up here and you're traveling, they fly open and this
Oh.
all falls out.
Oh.
Yeah, so we just tie it up.
We tie it up with
Yeah.
with an elastic or whatever you got,
Yeah.
and try not to put too much heavy stuff in
Yeah.
there. But really, they should stay closed.
They should,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And they're not. So whether we need to get the new or some other, I don't know what they're called, closing, whatever.
Yeah.
To keep it closed. Yeah. But yeah, it still fits quite a bit.
You have to get the baby safety things
yeah.
that go through the bars. Those.
Yes, that would be really good
something
too.
like that.
You're thinking, aren't you?
Well,
yeah.
I've done this tried that.
No, it would be. That's a really.
I've tried the baby department. They tend to have some good things for
That's a really.
trailers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I never thought about that one. So that's a really good idea. So this pretty easy. You just got to pull it out a little bit, lift it. Two pitter.
Black backsplash.
Yeah,
Two burner. That's all you need.
it is all you need, and it's really, really quite simple. So yeah, we can put that down. That goes up, and then your windows all open outwards. So which is awesome, easy, very easy to do.
Yeah, nothing's heavy. Like,
Yeah,
If
there
you
we go.
open them all
Yeah, it's-
properly.
Oh, wow.
it's not nothing's heavy.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get a
Yeah.
good breeze
And you know
coming
what?
in.
Yeah.
And
you
when
do.
you're cooking, because you don't have a fan vent
no
over top,
no.
so this is perfect.
Right. And then we've got a nice rollout.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
because a lot of times they don't have that, and you're like digging.
Right,
You have to
yeah.
have bins. To
Yeah,
pull
no,
stuff
this
out.
is really, really nice. Love it. Sometimes I put this basket on my counter for my
Yes,
fruit.
yeah.
I leave that there, but yeah, I've got an electric fry pan in here. So, and if you come back in here, so
ahead.
lots of space here again. Now, there's nothing for towels and whatever.
Okay.
I've just stuck my towels up
Yeah.
there, roll them up, and stick
Yeah.
them in there. That works.
TV charging station.
Yeah, look at
Nice.
your- all set
Charging
here.
station, yeah. Lights.
More
Lights
storage.
here.
Look at that. You can
The
watch the
window.
moon.
Star window. This
Yeah.
is called the stargazing window.
Yes.
Yeah, which we love.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Lets a lot of light in. And little cubbies here for your glasses, his and hers, so to speak. You know. Yeah. Yep. And
Great.
a good double size
lights.
bed.
Yeah.
Queen size bed. Sorry. I did buy an extra foam to go on top.
Okay.
Because
topper, yeah.
you really needed that because you're really sitting on the wood here.
Yeah, the mattresses that you get in the trailer.
It's not a bad mattress, but
Yeah.
it's not the best.
No,
Yeah.
they never are.
No, so you're going to get yourself another one, but little bit of storage there.
Clothing. Yep.
So yeah, I've got a few hooks going on, not a
Yeah.
whole lot, but
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
good.
So certain things we kind of keep in here for the season,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Good size fridge. I like the fridge. I think we're
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
pretty
That's a
happy.
good size for this trailer.
It is,
It's got a
isn't
little
it?
freezer.
Yeah, it is. A little bit of a freezer.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
we quite often, if I'm at home and I like to cook, I love to cook.
There she
So then I do these little
Aw.
peach cobbler,
Aw, cute.
turkey, whatever,
Oh, your
and we
pre-cooking
put them on the fire.
Nice.
And we heat them up, and nobody's cooking, and nobody's
Yeah,
got dishes.
well, that's perfect
right
for camping.
Right?
You don't want to
It is,
spend all
it
the
is.
time.
There we go.
Oh, there we
yeah.
go.
So
That's good.
relatively deep.
Yeah.
Storage
You know,
everywhere.
yeah.
This has a lot of storage for a little trailer. It's
It
great.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really does. We're really quite happy with
And under the
that.
fridge too. Wow.
Yep. And
Good for
pots and
pots.
pans.
The bigger items.
Yeah. Air conditioning, heating. We have a solar panel.
Yeah.
Little one. I think a lot of trailers have them now.
Nowadays,
Right?
yeah, the new
I
ones.
think
yeah.
so, yeah.
And then comes the best part of the whole trailer,
Yeah, the
Cheryl.
best
Yes.
part. And you know, you can't see through here. I
Probably
thought you
pretty
could.
filthy.
And that stays closed. So, yeah. There's our toilet.
Yep.
The throne of all thrones.
The important things.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as you get older, you don't want to be trucking to the toilet at night.
No.
If you can, right?
Oh,
So,
believe
yeah.
me, I know.
Good big wheels on it. Easy,
Storage out here.
pretty easy for parking, I think, too.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Right?
Even at the house, it's
Yeah.
it's small
So-
enough that you could even if you just had a 2-car
Yeah.
driveway, you could
Yeah.
still-
Yeah, that's the
So,
perfect thing.
So our speakers, what else?
Yeah, storage bin right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Yes.
goes, it's a real
a
mess
mess
right
in
now,
the
but it goes all the way to the other side.
Yeah, I think I was talking to you about this
So-
yesterday, Ben. It's one sheet of whatever
Yes.
material.
Yeah.
So there's
Yes.
no. There might. I mean, you could potentially get a leak at the seam at the edge, but as far as the top goes, it's all one big giant.
Yeah, it doesn't have a rubber roof.
No.
Which
No,
is nice. So
it's
less
really good.
maintenance that way.
That's right. And we got our TV antenna.
Yeah,
We
power
get
antenna.
quite a bit of stations.
It has the
outdoor connection. to
yeah for
Oh,
propane. You can hook up your little barbecue directly to the. So you can actually plug your TV in outside. Like the same. The
Yeah.
TV fits on the same connector here. And you, I mean, if the Leafs are on or something, you could sit outside and watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that myself, but it has the power tongue,
well, we got the power.
the power lift
That
on
was
it,
kind of a,
which is
Yeah.
kind of a nice
an
feature.
extra, but it's a nice. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Protection.
Covered
Just,
out of way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and battery, one tank in the battery.
That's pretty much it.
And you can buy for these units. I know you can get a tent awning that attaches
Yes.
somehow to it.
Yes, I've
which
seen
would
those.
I think as we get older and Steve maybe retires more, we might get like an awning because then we could have more space to sit
for sure.
outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, and if there are mosquitoes, like I think this is a lovely park, this Rondo Park.
Yeah.
But if the mosquitoes get bad, then you got a place to
definitely.
hang out,
Yeah.
right? So, do you have any other questions or?
No, I think that's everything.
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting us have a tour.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Our pleasure. Glad to help.
We hope you enjoyed a peek inside these two little trailers. Maybe you've gotten some ideas for your own trailer, or maybe it piqued your interest in trying out a trailer of this size.
In our next episode of Campsite Trailer Tours, we'll be moving up a bit in size, and we'll be looking at a couple of hybrid travel trailers. We'll see you then. Happy camping. Look at this. Oh my God. And it's still recording it the whole way.